Good afternoon, ladies and gentlemen. I would first like to thank the first and second speaker from the affirmative side for once again demonstrating just how reality shows are corruptive. They have mistaken these reality shows to be reality. Actually, they are not. And I will further explain this in my speech. And I would like to clarify some of the points they raised. Our opponent argued that we can learn both the good and bad in the shows, and by showing how we deal with others in different circumstances, and it is a good way for us to learn about human relationship. While I'm not denying that we can learn something from the show, yet what we really should consider is it a good way to learn? Well, it's like taking alcohol. There are claims that alcohol can promote cardio health, yet alcohol is also known for being carcinogenic and may lead to addiction. And that there's absolutely no sense in saying that drinking wine is good to get a healthier heart, as we may well get a liver cancer in drinking wine. Similarly, when saying that reality shows are good for us to learn about human relationship, we are actually ignoring the adverse impact brought by these shows. Furthermore, these shows are actually not showing the reality, as they are exaggerating situations created by TV producers, and they are carefully edited and arranged to create dramatic effects so as to raise the ratings, enhance the advertisement, and finally the revenue of the TV stations. This is out of some commercial consideration, and the contents may be controversial and not real. Well, come on, we won't be sent to an outlying island and fight for our lives, will we? Our opponents said that we have been focused on some bad examples, but they have failed to show us good examples. Those values shown in their examples are actually some illusion. And our third speaker, Ryan Ho, will further break down their points. And I would also like to say that when we are watching these shows, we are actually being less conscious. According to the American Academy of Pediatrics, when teenagers watch TV, the prefrontal cortex are actually being less reactive. And for your information, the prefrontal cortex is responsible for social behaviors of teenagers. And the most active side of their brain switches from the left to the right. And again, the left side of the brain is responsible for logical thoughts and critical analysis. And in other words, we are actually being less conscious, and we aren't able to critically analyze the incoming information from these reality shows. We may be misguided by these shows, and hence this will corrupt our mindset and our moral values. So, watching reality shows is definitely not a good way to learn, but it may be fun and enjoyable. Thank you.
Good afternoon once again, ladies and gentlemen. Our debate this afternoon will soon draw to a close. We have been asked today whether or not watching reality shows is one good way of teenagers learning about human relationships. And from the very beginning, we have insisted that when will people participate on reality shows, that we really learn about human relationships. But before I begin my case, let me address a few errors committed by the negative team. They say teenagers may see inappropriate action or undesirable forms of behavior, and we say that this is a part of learning about human relationships. We've got to take the good with the bad. They say that reality shows are not completely real, but we aren't here to debate about that. We are here to debate whether or not teenagers can learn about relationships. Now, if I may, I would like to summarize our case. Our first speaker drew your attention to the fact that reality shows are didactic in their very nature because people were so keen to watch them, and therefore this made them excellent educational platforms and it captivates their audience. This over-enthusiastic motivation is the key to getting the teenagers to learn. We were rhetorically asked how much learning could take place in school if they have the same level of motivation. Furthermore, she told us that scripted shows can't compare to reality shows when it comes to teaching us about human relationships. She explained that shows such as The Apprentice are raw, intense, and real, while scripted shows are contrived, unrealistic, and out of touch. To drive the point home well, once you said you could easily turn off the typical TV drama due to boredom, but no one in their right mind could turn off the final episode of Survivor or American Idol. Our second speaker spent time emphasizing that AC Lucen ranks reality shows as the most popular primetime shows for families, and CNN Entertainment recognizes that reality shows are popular among people due to their low violence and unique insight into human psyche. Finally, there are now shows that the whole family can sit down and watch together without someone being hacked to pieces or shot at. He then ended his argument by summing up the values that reality shows conveyed: believe in yourself, work hard, and treat your team members well. And if the negative team can see that this value should be taught to our teenagers, then perhaps they're the one that should be fired or kicked off the island. So, our reality shows one good way to learn about human relationships. And we say that when real people participate on reality shows, then we really learn about human relationships. Therefore, the motion must stand. Thank you.
Ladies and gentlemen, right now you may feel a little bit tired of listening to arguments raised by both sides. Now, while you're digesting them, let me give you a hand. I'll try to summarize and analyze them and tell you which of us is on the same side with the truth. My opponents, their first speakers, claim that the unpredictable nature makes reality show a good way to learn about human relationship. But just like my second speaker, Alex, have told you, reality show is not real. Scenarios participants face in reality shows are actually planned. Like in The Apprentice, those seemingly unpredicted challenges are made by those directors. I admit there is no strict control of what will happen in the show, but the consequences are predictable. In fact, in reality shows, the combination of participants is indeed deliberate, such as to maximize the dramatic effects of the reality show. In short, reality shows is more dramatic than drama. It is a drama under the camouflage of reality. The second speaker told us that good things you can learn about in reality shows is more than the bad things, and bad things are merely exceptional cases. Is that reality? My opponent said reality shows is popular, and that is a proof that it is appreciated by audience. But to our team, it is only a proof that the crowd is fake, but the delusion that reality show is reality. Let me give you an example. In The Apprentice, we see participants blaming each other when they are not satisfied with their teammates' performance. They swear at them when they are not happy with that. Is this something good that we should learn about? I think it's not. In a very important theory in psychology, called stages for moral development, teens learn how to act by acting in accordance with social norm. What does that mean? They do what they see, and they become what they see. If in reality TV shows, they see people blaming their teammates when they are not succeeding, do we expect teenagers to do so? Both of our teams understand that success is predicated on trust and respect between teammates. It is also predicated on smooth settlement of disputes through civilized discussion. That's why we are able to stand here to compete in next round 5. But then, my dear opponents, why would you still insist to say watching reality TV show is a good way for teenagers to learn about human relationship? Because reality TV shows is telling us things in exactly the other way around. The third speaker told us that we should not only learn inside classroom, we should learn about reality, and reality TV shows is a good way to do so. But if you really want to learn about reality, why don't you just get alive? Go to interact with your friends, go to make new friends, and you will see what reality is. Today's motion clearly must not stand. Thank you.